The city was alive with neon lights, but Wei Wuxian walked in silence, his presence hidden in the folds of shadow. Centuries had passed since he last allowed himself to feel anything beyond hunger, yet tonight, the air was heavy with a pull he could not ignore. The moon hung low, crimson as though painted with sorrow, and the whispers of eternity tugged at his heart. He paused in the ruins of an old church, where shattered glass windows bled fractured moonlight across the floor. Dust clung to broken pews, and forgotten prayers lingered in the stillness. Wei Wuxian had always come here when the weight of immortality pressed too tightly against his chest. It was there he saw him, Lan Wangji, leaning against the altar, pale skin aglow beneath the stained glass. Lan Wangji looked both like a fallen angel and the devil who had cast him down. His dark eyes carried that same familiar fire, sharp and unyielding, as if centuries of distance had never passed. "You haven't changed," Lan Wangji said, his voice smooth but edged with something dangerous. "Still hiding in ruins, still clinging to what's broken." Wei Wuxian's lips parted, but his voice caught. It had been a lifetime since they last met, yet his heart remembered as if it were yesterday. He steadied himself. "And you're still chasing destruction." Lan Wangji's smirk curved into something softer, though fleeting. He stepped forward, boots echoing against the hollow floor. "You call it destruction. I call it living." His gaze lingered on Wei Wuxian, intense, piercing. "But you call this living? Starving yourself, painting your loneliness onto canvases?" Wei Wuxian stiffened. He had thought no one knew of the paintings hidden in his apartment. Portraits of a face he could never forget. A face that stood before him now. "You've been haunting me for centuries," Wei Wuxian admitted quietly. "And you've been haunting me," Lan Wangji replied, his voice lowering. "Every hunt, every night, every century. It's you I search for." The silence thickened, heavy with memories. They had once been inseparable, turned under the same cursed moon, bound by the same sire, and lovers in the shadows. But where Wei Wuxian sought meaning beyond hunger, Lan Wangji embraced their immortality with reckless abandon. Wei Wuxian walked away, unable to watch the world burn beneath Lan Wangji's hands. Their last night together had been drenched in sorrow, their kiss laced with goodbye. And yet, here he was again. "Why now?" Wei Wuxian asked, struggling to mask the ache in his voice. Lan Wangji's expression shifted, and for the first time, he looked weary. "Because I'm tired. Centuries of pleasure, power, and endless nights. It all fades. But the memory of you never does." He stepped closer, close enough that Wei Wuxian could see the faint scar at his neck, the mark of their last parting. "I've come back for you," Lan Wangji whispered. "Not for blood, for you." Wei Wuxian's resolve trembled. He had trained himself to resist Lan Wangji's pull, to bury the love that once consumed him. But standing this close, with Lan Wangji's voice curling around his name like a spell, centuries of restraint began to unravel. "You'll destroy me," Wei Wuxian murmured. Lan Wangji leaned in, his lips almost grazing Wei Wuxian's ear. "Then let me." The storm outside broke, rain streaking down shattered glass as thunder shook the earth. The night wrapped itself around them like a secret, urging them closer. Lan Wangji's hand lifted, brushing Wei Wuxian's cheek. "Cold, yet burning. Say it," he demanded softly, his voice fraying with longing. "Say you missed me." Wei Wuxian closed his eyes. The battle within him was already lost. His hands gripped Lan Wangji's coat, pulling him close, centuries of pain breaking into a single confession. "I missed you," he breathed. The words unlocked something fierce and tender. Lan Wangji kissed him, hungry, desperate, yet trembling with a vulnerability he never allowed the world to see. It was not gentle. It was a storm, a collision of longing and regret, a love both cursed and eternal. For one night, the city disappeared. There was only them. Two immortals bound by a love they could never outrun. When the storm faded, dawn threatened the horizon. The world crept back into being, and Wei Wuxian lay in Lan Wangji's arms, listening to the silence of a heart that hadn't beaten in centuries. For the first time, Lan Wangji's face looked peaceful, stripped of his usual arrogance, as though sleep had briefly made him human again. Stay, Lan Wangji whispered, half in dream, half in plea. This time, don't leave. Wei Wuxian's chest ached. He wanted to stay, to surrender to this forbidden eternity. But deep within, he knew Lan Wangji's darkness had not vanished. Sooner or later, he would fall into old ways, and Wei Wuxian would be forced to watch him burn the world again. He pressed a soft kiss to Lan Wangji's forehead. I'll always love you, he whispered, voice breaking. But I can't be your ruin. And as the first rays of dawn threatened the sky, Wei Wuxian slipped away into the mist, leaving only the echo of his touch. But love between immortals is not so easily severed. In every century, in every city, Wei Wuxian would find himself drawn to the same places: ruins, shadows, churches with broken glass. And there, without fail, Lan Wangji would be waiting, smiling that same knowing smile. Because some hunger never fades. Some loves never die.